Today we're going to have a little homeschool chat all about co-ops. If you'd asked me a few years ago what I would say, it would probably be quite a bit different than what it is now. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I'm a homeschooling mom of 3 kids, ages 11, 4, and 2. This is our 7th year homeschooling, and here on my channel I like to share all about homeschool related content. So go ahead and click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up before you leave. Today's video is part of a collaboration hosted by Stephanie over at Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool. So I will leave a link down below in the description box to the collaboration playlist for you, as well as a link to Stephanie's channel. So like I said, we're going to talk a little bit about homeschool co-ops today. And my opinion 7 years ago is a little different than it is today. So first, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I used to think about co-ops and why I never joined one. First, a little bit of backstory about me is that I used to be a kindergarten teacher in the public school system. My daughter went to a private Christian daycare / preschool from the time she was 2 until the time that I quit working at age 5. So because of that, when I first started staying home in 2019, I was very opposed to anything that I would need to leave my house for on a regular basis, which sounds kind of funny because I was very used to getting up every morning and leaving for work by 6:30 in the morning, dropping my daughter off at her preschool, and then heading to work by 7:30. So I was going from being gone, 5 days a week, every single morning, to not wanting to leave my house for any reason besides just, going to the store or running errands and things like that. Now, I had lots of homeschooling friends at the time, well, homeschooling acquaintances, I would say, and lots of them were involved in different co-ops around our area. However, none of them were actually co-ops in my town. And if they had been in my town, I maybe had been a little bit more inclined to join one. But I definitely knew that I didn't want to have to drive a half an hour to get to anything. And my town is about 20 to 25 minutes from all the other towns around us in every direction. So I did not join anything back then. However, I did become friends with a small group of moms who all 3 of them actually are sister-in-laws, and they invited me to start coming to just kind of an art play group kind of thing. We just wanted to get together once a week and have lunch together and maybe do a little activity before the kids went to play. So that is what we did for all of my daughter's kindergarten school year. So we would do school about 4 days a week, and then we would go to my friend's house 1 day a week. Well, fast forward to last fall, about a year ago, and we hadn't been meeting for a little while, just because everybody's kind of doing something a little bit different. One of the moms has older kids, so 2 of hers are already in high school. Anyway, so we just hadn't really been meeting consistently for a little while. But then last fall, we started having coffee once a week, just one of the other moms and I. So then when we got to talking with the other 2 moms, they decided to start coming back for coffee. And then we decided for this year that since I had been doing Zoology 2 from Apologia last year and really liked it, I knew that I wanted to use another one of the Apologia Young Explorers series science programs for this year. So one of the other moms had said, hey, I would really like to do earth science. What do you guys think about doing science all together? Just the experiments part. We would do all of the book work and stuff at home beforehand. And so we decided to go ahead and give that a try. So I guess technically you could say that I do a co-op now, but it's just very low key and with friends. It's nothing formal that we, leave town for, or nothing that we can't reschedule if all of us happen to, be busy or out of town. So now my oldest daughter, who's now in middle school, there might be an opportunity at some point that she might join a class somewhere, more of a drop-off co-op style where you're just dropping them off for the class and then you pick them up when they're done. But I honestly don't think that I will ever join a type of co-op where I have to do any teaching. I kind of, when I retired from public school, I had kind of retired from teaching other people's kids. Now I have done a little bit of tutoring, but it's been very minimal and I haven't done that in quite a long time. So I'm not saying that co-ops are completely out in our future, but we are not pursuing anything at this point. So do I think co-ops are bad? Absolutely not. I think co-ops are really good for a lot of people, and it just depends on your family, what season you're in, because what I've noticed with homeschooling is depending on, the age of your children and how many little kids you have at home or how many older kids, that's really going to make a difference in your decision about enrolling in a co-op or becoming part of one. You need to take lots of different things into consideration, like what programs are they going to be using for the classes? That is another reason why I didn't really ever want to join a co-op, is because I didn't really want anybody to tell me what curriculum I had to use. I was very opinionated already about what curriculum I would be interested in. I still am. And so I just was never really into something where I had to follow what somebody else told me I was needing to do. So it really depends on you and your personality and whether or not you want to have a commitment like that. I already had a little bit of a homeschool community established when we started homeschooling. And so the community aspect of a co-op wasn't necessarily something I needed or was looking for. But if you are struggling to find a homeschool community just kind of on your own with friends, then I would definitely want to think about joining some sort of a homeschool co-op or even a nature group or a field trip group, something like that, where you can get to know other people in your area. This video really isn't any kind of video like to persuade you one way or the other in whether or not you should do a co-op. This is just a little bit of our experience and what has worked or not really worked for us. This is just to share a little bit with you about our co-op history and how we have done it in the past in our homeschool. Thank you so much to Stephanie for hosting today's collaboration. Go check out her channel, Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool, after you are finished watching this video, and also check out the collaboration playlist linked down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and chatting about co-ops today. I hope that you will click that subscribe button and stick around. Otherwise, I hope you guys are all having a really great day, and we'll see you next time.